You import filters from China. Do you know how your supplier does quality control? Let me be honest. Most filter factories in China use sampling inspection for quality control. For a batch of 1,000 units, they take 10 out for testing. All 10 pass, release the batch. 1 or 2 out of 10 fail. Adjust the parameters, then take another 10 for testing. Sounds reasonable, right? But think about the probability. If the actual defect rate is 3%, which isn't unusual in the industry, what's the probability that all 10 samples pass inspection? 73.7%. In other words, there's nearly a 1 in 4 chance that a batch with a 3% defect rate gets released. That means 30 defective units out of 1,000 get mixed in. Those 30 defective units end up scattered among your 20 or 30 repair shop clients. Each one gets 1 or 2. Not every repair shop will file a complaint, but those 1 or 2 complaints could come from your biggest clients. My factory doesn't do sampling inspections. We do full inspections. What does full inspection mean? Every batch of goods, not just every box, but every batch goes through 4 rounds of testing. First, the burst pressure test. Random sampling is done. We use hydraulic pressure to raise it to 1.2 times the designed burst pressure. If the filter housing, sealing ring, or any pleat in the filter paper fails before the preset value, the entire batch is reworked. This test checks the structural safety. The second round is the filtration efficiency test. We use test dust of standard particle size and pass it through the filter at the specified flow rate. Then we measure the concentration of particles downstream. OE requires 98%. I require it to reach 99% to be considered qualified. Can't reach it? We trace back to the filter paper supplier. Was the basis weight of this batch of filter paper off? The third round is the sealing test. We inflate and pressurize, then submerge in water to observe. If any bubbles appear, it's unqualified. This test checks the installation quality of the sealing ring and the crimped seal between the housing and the base plate. The fourth round is the flow resistance test. We measure the pressure drop across the filter at standard flow rate. If the pressure drop exceeds the limit, it indicates a problem with the folding of the filter paper. It could be that there aren't enough folds. Or it could be that the filter paper was installed incorrectly. Once all 4 tests are passed, a batch number is attached and the product is put into storage. This batch number follows the filter throughout its journey. You can check its test data at any time after purchase. How much higher is the cost of full inspection compared to random sampling? It's about 8% to 10% higher. This is reflected in your landed cost. It might mean each filter costs you an extra 20 or 30 cents in Australian dollars. But what do you get in return? A defect rate below 0.3%. A reputation for 0 complaints from repair shops. The confidence to tell your clients, my supplier inspects every batch. Those extra cents are buying your business credibility. You have to decide for yourself if it's worth it. If you want to see how genuine my inspection process is, just send me your delivery address. I'll send you a set of samples. Each sample comes with a complete inspection report. You can verify it yourself,